Alright, what is up everyone? Today I have probably one of the largest non-perfect grade kits to date to build. The Sazabi Ver.Ka, which is gonna be a mission. Ver.Ka kits are notoriously a bit more fidgety than your standard kit, but also it is probably one of the largest master grades at all. I think it is the largest master grade. So this kit here is something I've been wanting to build for months. I just couldn't really justify the expense of it. But after building or purchasing and building a perfect grade, the expense of the Sazabi was a little bit more bearable, but also it's hard to find. I was really lucky to find this on the shelf at the Gunplay Expo that just wrapped up here in Sydney. So I'm really glad that I managed to get my hands on this one. By all accounts, it's an awesome kit and it's heaps of fun to build and it looks amazing. So I'm really looking forward to adding it to my collection. I did just finish the other day. I finished the Red Comet Sinanju, which is the original version of the Sinanju from Unicorn. So I am looking forward to having yet another Red Comet kit on my shelf. So the Sinanju obviously is for the guy, I can't remember his name, he pretends to be a part of the soul of Char Aznable. Gundam gets weird. But this one is from the Char's counterattack. So I'm really looking forward to having this one on my shelf. It does of course mean that I'll need to get myself a new Gundam Ver.Ka or one of the variants of the new Gundam at some point as well. So I've got them both. I can't not have them both, right? So yeah, I'm really looking forward to building this. I did open it up before and as expected, it's humongous on the inside as well. A lot of these parts are quite large. I am a little bit disappointed by the huge thing of polycaps, but not overly surprised. Again, Ver.Ka don't tend to have that slightly newer style which the Sinanju had, which was awesome. There was no polycaps at all involved in that. So this one here was a 2013 kit. So it does have a few years on it, which obviously will show through in some of its designs and how it was built. But because it is such an iconic suit, they tend to go into some pretty serious detail and make sure these things are real solid kits. So looking forward to building it, and yeah, let's get underway. Okay, so camera froze and didn't film me building the chest, the head, and both the arms of the Sazabi. So I'm about halfway through the entire build and I've missed a whole heap of footage, but that's okay. I'm gonna try again and hopefully we'll get the rest of it at least. Yeah, see you in a couple of minutes. Alright, so that's the Sazabi. This kit is humongous. Like, in frame, it doesn't seem that large. Like, pure perspective size, it doesn't seem that big. Keep in mind, this box is probably somewhere close to 60 centimeters tall. So, it's absolutely humongous. I love it though. It was a huge amount of fun to build. It was an absolute pleasure to put together. It looks amazing. It's super sturdy. It's huge. It's chunky. It's heavy. I love it. I love it to pieces. So we're going to do a couple of size comparisons just to kind of get a better idea on how big this is. I was going to put the Sinanju against it, but can't be bothered taking that off its stand at the moment. So I'm going to use a couple of other ones. And then we'll get into the review. Right, well, since first off it's a master grade, let's put in the 00 quant. As you can see, doesn't even come up to his shoulder. This thing is so stupid huge, and I love it. I absolutely love it. Let's take the comp back out of the picture, and let's go with a high grade God Gundam. Doesn't even come up to his waist. Yeah, that's how big this thing is. It's hard to put into words just how ridiculous this kit is. And then finally, more for a laugh than anything else, here is a Gundam head thing that I bought for like $8. Yeah, it's just stupid. It's just a stupid huge kit. I love it to pieces, and it is absolutely amazing. It was a huge fun build. It probably took me the better part of, let's say, close to 7 hours, I think. Six or so hours easily, but easily the better part of 7 hours. It was a huge process, and as I said a couple of minutes ago at the beginning, I forgot to do this part. Well, I didn't forget to, but something went wrong with my camera and I missed filming a good chunk of it. But luckily I managed to get all of the lower half, the weapons, and the backpack. So it's super cool. The only real issue I've had with it so far is that this backpacks thing where it holds these missiles doesn't seem to, let's get some extra light on there, doesn't seem to like close properly, and I'm not sure if that's because I've built it wrong or if it's just designed to do that, or if I've not snipped enough of the nubs off. That's probably it, to be honest. But yeah, it doesn't seem to fit quite as neatly as you'd hope or expect, but it's still awesome. Just look at how cool this is. For a master grade, it does lose points because it's got polycaps. So it's not going to get a 9 like the Sinanju did. It does get an 8 though. It's such a cool kit. I understand now why so many people rave about it, why so many people are so desperate to get their hands on it. It is a huge amount of fun, and it's going to look awesome on my shelf. It's definitely one that a fan of the series and a collector like myself needs to have. This is definitely a big must-have kit. So yeah, if you haven't already got one, I strongly recommend hunting one down. They are expensive. They're a big kit. They have a lot of plastic, and it is by an end result quite an expensive kit to purchase. This one was AUD about $180. So I do recommend doing it as like a big special purchase, not just a random purchase, because for the cost of this you could buy 2, maybe 3 master grades, or you can buy like nearly a dozen high grades. So yeah, it's a huge kit, and I wouldn't recommend getting it just as a whim, because it's a big time investment. Even for me as a bit of a speed snapper, this took a good chunk of time. Still not as much as a is a perfect grade, but it's still a pretty sizable period of time to build. So anyone that takes a bit more time or is slower or doesn't have 7 hours to just sit down and build, they may not get as much enjoyment out of it. Because if I'd broken it up and built it over a period of time, I don't think I would have enjoyed it quite as much. But I sat down, turned on an audiobook, and built this, and it was awesome. It was a huge amount of fun. So yeah, an easy 8 out of 10 for me for a master grade. I definitely recommend it for any serious collectors that haven't already got it. And for any beginners, I wouldn't recommend it. It's a big kit to build. It's a lot of time and effort to put into it. If you are looking at getting a red comet suit, I'd recommend getting maybe the Sinanju over the Sazabi. A, it'll be a little bit easier to find, and B, it's slightly less of a time commitment, and it's still a crazy amazing kit. So both of them are a huge amount of fun. But yeah, this is the end of my backlog. This is where my backlog finishes. I don't have anything else planned at the moment, and I don't have anything either on the way or purchased. So I'm not 100% sure when the next kit is going to be, or what the next kit is going to be for a better term. So I will see you in the next video.